Hi, I'm Chuck, your wingman, and I'm thrilled because finally the time has come for you to start your flight training. Now, before we go out on our first flight, I want to brief you on something. I want you to keep in mind that at all times we want to stay away from any stalls or spins or any uncomfortable flying conditions that may lead to them, because those can surprise us while we're trying to do something else, and that could get very uncomfortable. We will explore the limits of what is known as the airplane's comfortable flight in maneuvers that have been designed and prepared for you to get familiar with what is comfortable and what isn't, and how to come back to comfortable flight when stops being one. These maneuvers we will be practicing have been passed on from one pilot to another for during the last 120 years or less. Now, when practicing these maneuvers, let's try to keep it comfortable, even though we will reach uh, the limits of what comfortable really is. When we're practicing those maneuvers and when we're not, keep in mind that the elevator has the power to save the day or make it a very bad one. The elevator is the flight control that you deflect by pulling or pushing or letting go back pressure on the control wheel, the yoke, or the stick, depending on your airplane. And it will cause the nose of the airplane to move from your forehead to your toes when pushed forward, or just the back pressure released. And it will cause the opposite, the nose of the airplane to move from your toes up to your forehead when it is pulled back. And if you're going too fast, for instance, using the elevator can actually save your day. Pull the throttle back and pull the nose up a little bit, and you will get back to comfortable flight in no time. You were going too fast, and that's what the elevator does. It will trade that excess speed for altitude, at least for maintaining altitude if you were descending, or for increasing altitude if you were already maintaining constant altitude. And that is a good thing. The elevator can save the day. The problem is that if you were too slow for starters before you actually pulled the elevator, it can slow you down to very uncomfortable slow flight very near stall speeds. So the elevator lifts your airplane up at the expense of speed. Remember that. And also, the second thing to remember about the elevator is that it also makes the airplane feel heavier. When that happens, not only your body will feel heavier, the wings structure will feel just the same. So when you use the elevator, be mindful of your speed and your weight, of how heavy you feel. Then when you turn, using the elevator can, as said before, lift the nose to prevent it from dropping. When you turn, the nose is going to want to drop, and the airplane will tend to make a descending turn. But the elevator can change that. By pulling the elevator in just the right amount, you get to produce level turns without losing altitude, and even climbing turns. And guess what? You even get to make loops, which are vertical turns, if you ask me. Uh, However, if you're feeling slow or heavy during a turn, that can very quickly lead to an uncomfortable flight situation. So use the elevator gently and only in the right amounts. How much is enough? Well, today's exercises and the ones we will be performing in our following flights are designed just to help you get a feel of how much is enough back elevator pressure. But for now, just keep in mind that whenever it gets uncomfortable, the only cure is to release back elevator pressure also gently to get back to comfortable flight. The key word here is gentle inputs. Gentle inputs will yield gentle responses, and that will give you time. You need time to have a sense, a feel of when your body is too heavy, and time to release back pressure so that your body stops feeling too heavy. You need time to bring your attention also to visual and oral cues that I will be describing for you throughout maneuvers so that you can relate those cues to expected outcomes and expected inputs required from you. Finally, you will also need time to quality check your instruments. You will be looking outside most of the time, but from time to time, your sight will come back to inside the airplane and you'll be looking at the panel and quality checking certain instruments for whatever outcome you're looking for. You're looking to maintain altitude, you'll be quality checking your altitude with the altimeter. Well, keep in mind whenever you use the elevator that you want to maintain entry speed. You don't want the speed to slow down without you knowing it. So, quality check your airspeed indicator and make sure that airspeed remains healthy. And if it gets too unhealthy, just let go of some of that back pressure until it gets healthy again. At the beginning, when it just has decreased a little bit, you can correct that with power. But when it's too unhealthy, only releasing some of that back elevator pressure can bring you back to comfortable flight. Remember this, gentle inputs yield gentle results. If you pull the elevator abruptly, that airspeed indicator will not give you time to recover from a very slow speed before something else actually happens. You see, the airplane has been compared to a horse as far as it has different gaits. The elevator helps you transition the airplane from a walk to a trot to a canter to a gallop. Just the same, be mindful of what you want the animal to do before applying that back elevator pressure, before pulling the reins. Pull them with love, and the animal will behave like a charm. All right, with that said, go do your pre flight. I'll be right out with you.